So I'm here today with Alex Pineda, who in addition to being creative director at Matrix Group is also a professor at the graduate program in the San Francisco Academy of Art. Alex, you get a chance to work with many students, especially on their graduate thesis. What are you seeing? What's hot?
Well, what's interesting that my students are struggling with right now, which they didn't really have to do, a number of years ago, is choosing the appropriate platform, because there's so many platforms now that are available out there, from mobile devices, tablets, Google Glass, wall-mounted displays, your interactive television, and refrigerator. And so they're really struggling with what's the right platform for me to base my thesis on. And so the thing that I explain to them, and this is also something that is relevant to Matrix clients, is what is the appropriate platform, right? So depending on, again, with Matrix's user-centered design process, is put yourself in the shoes of the user and try to imagine where they are, what are they trying to do, and why are they trying to do it. And so based on that knowledge, that's really how you come up with the appropriate solution based on that scenario. Because especially now with what's called the Splinter Net, it's really,
which is what? How do you define the Splinter Net?
Well, it's because the internet now is so fragmented. The internet before was, a desktop experience. You're sitting at your desk and you're using a browser on a desktop PC to access the internet. And now people are using mobile devices, or they're connecting to the internet at the shopping mall via touch, kiosks. They're using their tablets on the bus. And so those are all the different ways in which customers interact with companies. That's really what the Splinter Net is, because it's so fragmented now. And so for our clients, it's understanding what are the different touch points at which customers are interacting with your organization, and what are they trying to do at those moments in time. And so then as for Matrix, we need to figure out what is the appropriate experience, what is the appropriate functionality and means by which we're allowing those customers to accomplish what they need to accomplish. And on our client side, how are we reaching those customers, engaging with them, and creating long-term relationships?
And that's also going to depend on who they are within an organization.
Absolutely.
And the task at hand.
Absolutely.
So if you're looking at, say you're a contractor and you're looking at plans and specs, you might be doing that on a desktop or a tablet. But if you just kind of want to know what's new, you're probably doing that on a phone these days.
Yes.
So one of the challenges one of the kind of the paradoxes or the difficulties with this is our clients say, my God, do I have to have a presence on every platform? What do you say to that?
Well, one is you really need to understand your own customers and think about where are they at. One, you need to look at your analytics, survey your customers, gather data from them, and try to figure out what are the predominant platforms that your users are on. If you look at your traffic, is there an increasing amount coming from mobile traffic? What operating systems, what platforms, all that sort of stuff. And then looking at that aggregate data, you need to figure out what are the appropriate experiences, what are the appropriate means by which you're giving those customers the ability to do what it is that they're.
So really define the tasks by audience, and then say what's the best way.
Absolutely, yes. That's really the only way.
So what are the top 5 platforms these days?
According to my students, it's all about mobile. I would say, back maybe 5-6 years ago, 90% of my students' thesis projects were web-based, and now it's completely flipped. It's all mobile and tablet.
Interesting. Well, Alex, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Matrix Minute. Don't forget to connect with us on our blog and social media. For more information, go to matrixgroup.net.